In this video, we're going to look at the smallest countries in the world by their surface land area. As you will find out, there are some seriously tiny microstates and small countries that are smaller than many towns and cities yet exist as independent states, set their own rules and have their own flags. The 5 smallest countries in the world. Number 1, Vatican City. Even taking into account all those partially recognized and not fully independent states, Vatican City still comes out as the smallest country in the world. At less than half a kilometer squared, it is no bigger than a pretty small village, yet the Vatican is fully independent by just about any measure. It is a tiny enclave within the Italian city of Rome and the home of the Catholic Church. While nearly 2,000 years have passed since the days of St. Peter, widely considered to be the first pope, the Vatican was for most of that period part of the Italian state before formally ratifying its independence in 1929. It is also the smallest country in the world by population with around 800 people, although a large portion of that number reside elsewhere, meaning in reality the population is made up of a small number of clergymen, Swiss guards and their family members. It is the smallest state in the world. It became independent from Italy with the Lateran Treaty. One of the most important sources of money for the Vatican's economy is tourism. The Vatican museums and the St. Peter's Basilica are extremely popular tourist attractions. The Vatican museums alone attracted 4.3 million people in 2007. Number 2, Monaco. Monaco, the second smallest country in the world, is only 4 times bigger than the Vatican City and not too far away, but it's safe to say it is a very different kind of place. Known as a playground for the rich and famous, Monaco is the world's most densely populated country with an estimated population of just less than 40,000 squeezed into this tiny microstate on the French Riviera. With an area just over 2 kilometers, the Principality of Monaco is one of the wealthiest and most expensive countries in the world. Known for its mild climate and dramatic landscape, Monaco has become throughout the years a hub for culture, luxury, sports, and business. Come to the Principality and discover a country unlike no other. Number 3. Nauru. To the Pacific Ocean we head next to find tiny Nauru, the smallest island country in the world. It also ranks as the world's smallest republic, and unlike Monaco and the Vatican, it is certainly not a city-state. Nauru is an isolated island very close to the equator, and its nearest neighbor is some 300 kilometers away. Around 10,000 people live on Nauru today, and it's believed to have first been inhabited some 3,000 years ago by Micronesian and Polynesian tribes. It wasn't even discovered by Westerners until the late 18th or early 19th century, when it was dubbed Pleasant Island by the captain of a passing ship. It has since fallen under the control of the Germans and Japanese before extensive mining by British, Australian and New Zealand companies caused widespread damage to its landscape, with some suggestions the whole population may have to relocate to Australia at one point. Despite that, Nauru remains home to many families today and has now been fully independent for more than 50 years. Number 4. Tuvalu. Located some 1,400 kilometers to the southeast of Nauru, Tuvalu is another tiny island nation in the Polynesian region of the South Pacific. It lies a fraction to the west of the international date line, and as a result is one of the easternmost countries in the world as we typically look at a map. It's also sadly one of the most likely to disappear, with rising sea levels a major threat to the sheer existence of a country that has been ranked as the least visited nation on Earth. While similar in size to Nauru and in the same part of the world, Tuvalu is quite different in that it is made up of 9 main islands spread over quite a large area, as well as a number of tiny islets and atolls. In centuries gone by, Polynesians would frequently canoe between the different islands. Number 5. San Marino. Back to Europe for another of the world's smallest countries. By comparison, San Marino is relatively large in that the combined land area of all of the 4 smallest countries would fit within it. Like the Vatican City, San Marino is entirely enclosed by Italy, and it lies only around 10 kilometers inland from the Italian resort of Rimini. It is situated in the Apennine mountain range and is considered one of the most economically stable countries in the world with no national debt and one of the highest GDPs per capita. Its history is quite a fascinating one, and unlike many of the world's other microstates, it has survived as an independent country for a long period, separating from the Roman Empire at the turn of the 4th century and forming its own constitution in the year 1600. Political events in Italy have frequently trickled over into San Marino, though, and for 20 years in the early part of the 20th century, it was ruled by the Sammarinese fascist party, closely aligned to Benito Mussolini's Italian government. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, share, subscribe and please tell your friends. Let's make this channel great again.